You're welcome back to the news right here on Afia TV, and tonight we'll speak about highlighting the new tax laws in Nigeria. In June 2025, President Tinubu signed 4 tax reform bills into law, stating that they signal Nigeria's readiness for modern economic growth and international investments. And this comes against the backdrop of the establishment of a Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms in July 2023, headed by Taiwo Oyedele. And we do recall that the tax reform was met with heavy criticism, particularly from the Borno governor, Babagana Zulum, who claimed that only Lagos will benefit from it. Now also, according to reports, anyone who earns over 800,000 naira yearly in Nigeria will be charged 20% personal income tax. Well, joining us now to talk more about the tax laws and, of course, that will be starting up in January 2026 is Barrister Chidi Ujoatumba, who's a human rights lawyer and a social commentator. Good evening, Barrister, and welcome to the show.
Good evening, Amazing Grace, and thanks for having me once again.
It's good to have you. So let's talk about this. We dropped off somewhere on Friday when you wanted to break down all of this drama with the government and, of course, the tax. Well, some people might say, why are we making so much noise about the tax? Because, of course, government does need taxes to make sure that the country is in good shape, and taxes build the roads, taxes also make for the infrastructure that we enjoy as citizens. But when we have a government in place that's not so should I say, that's not so prudent with the workings of our taxes, it makes citizens begin to wonder if they pay more, once the government people, the politicians also squander more. What's your take on that?
Yes, I certainly agree with your last position about people paying more and what will be the outcome, what would the government use the money that we have paid to do. You understand? Because when you look at the two sectors involved here, let's take, for instance, transportation and oil. You understand? A lot has been budgeted into this sector in the past. A lot has been budgeted into this sector in the past, including the PDP administration and also the APC administration that has been in power for over 10 years. A lot has been budgeted into transportation, and up to today, we have not seen anything. So there is nothing to guarantee that all the money, let's take, for instance, if this 5% will be deducted in Nigeria at the point of sale. At the point of sale, if this money will be deducted, it will amount to a huge amount of money. And this money is not even going into the transportation coffers. The 5% deduction is going directly into the federal government coffers. And how are we going to be sure that this money will be used to develop the sector in which the money have been, deducted from? I think focus on revenue generation should be balanced with the quality of life of the people. It's not just anything that the IMF advises this current administration that they will, jump into. When you look at countries that actually charge this 5%, you find out that they have jobs for their citizens to make money and pay taxes. But in our situation, we don't have jobs. And also Nigeria is an oil producing nation. So don't you think that we should enjoy some entitlement? There should be some entitlement to Nigerians. And that entitlement should totally write off this tax, because we have already been suffering from the removal of subsidy. So I have looked over and out. I cannot really see the justification of this current taxation that borders on 5%. You understand? I think it's a cutthroat, and it's something that including the media and non-governmental organization and even the labor should speak against. Because when you factor in the 70% minimum wage, which was approved last year, and when you factor in the strength of the naira in the economic market, you will ask yourself, how will the people be able to pay this amount that the government is benefiting. I have been looking into the oil sector since over the weekend. The sales benefit and profit margin that those in the oil sector enjoy is even less than 3%. Is even less than 3%, and they are buying oil at the price of 850 and they are selling at 920. So what is their profit? What is their profit when you take off operational margins, overhead, and other different costs? What is their profit? Where is the 5% that government are charging? Where are they going to bring it to pay? We have to be realistic and we have to look at the